Okay, our response to Flat Earth proof from Tasman Bay Nelson. In that video I mentioned that when you post Flat Earth videos, somehow, from out of nowhere, a swarm of anti-Flat Earth people come out and try to debunk you. These people are what I consider to be, well, some use the word Satanist, but certainly child abusers. And the interesting thing is that there's comments there from a guy that seems to have local knowledge as to the terrain. He replied within an hour or two, and he's got local knowledge about the island names, etc. So let's just address what he said. It is child abuse to brainwash children in schools with ball earth rubbish, and it is my view that these are the same people who have been abusing children in state care for the last 40 years. That's the Royal Inquiry, which is now shut down, and being fudged by throwing curveballs at it and corruption at it, same as they did in the UK Child Abuse Inquiry. It is my view, although I have no direct evidence, that these people that defend this flat earth, as I said in the video, there's those that are ignorant of it and those that know it and deliberately lie about it. They are, in my view, the pedophiles that have been exposed and are supposed to be being investigated. So let's look at this local guy and just see look at the comments that he's made and just weigh up whether it looks like he's honest. Not to say that he is necessarily a child abuser, but is he one of these people that deliberately cover up Flat Earth? So the name was Tony Cowley. Someone else has commented saying it sounds a bit like Crowley, and another guy that commented was Cave. And again, we have to look out for these fake names, not quite as lush and tame as they pretend to be. But Tony Cowley has some direct local knowledge, and he even gives an address there. It looks like he lives in Nelson. So let's look at what he said. The first thing to note is that the views on that video are going backwards. So I open it and it says 17 views, and then when I click on it, it says 13 views. Right now it's at 61 views. The views go backwards. This morning I watched it go from 57 down to 48 when I clicked on it. So they're tumbling the views. That must be done by algorithm. And the other big question is, with a subscriber channel of 13 people subscribed, it was 12 yesterday, how do these people get alerted to a new Flat Earth video in their region almost instantaneously? And within 1 hour, he's done the math, he's looked at the islands names, and he's posted his reply within 1 or 2 hours. So, you know, is he sitting there, is Tony Cowley sitting there, is Cowherd Tony sitting there all day waiting for local Flat Earth videos to pop up on YouTube? Does he have nothing better to do? Why isn't he off watching his beloved NASA videos and the latest space discoveries? Why is he sitting there looking for Flat Earth videos to try and debunk? And how can he be notified within 1 hour, almost instantaneously, arguably, while he finished off doing what he was doing and then did the research? How can he be notified that quickly? So that suggests to you, with the views tumbling back as well, that these people are sitting there on alert. They get notified. This is the nature of the internet, like a slave device. They get notified straight away. And so Mr. Cowley has said that the island that I refer to in the video is in fact Abel Head, and it's 140 meters high. Well, it doesn't matter what the piece of land is. Go look at it for yourself. It looks like an island, and there is an island off the Abel Tasman which has been removed from Google Maps. He hasn't addressed that. Why are they removing islands off Google Maps? They've airbrushed over it. Now, regardless of what it is, even if it is Abel Head, and he says it's 140 meters, well, the video states that over that distance, it should be 144 meters. Use the Flat Earth calculator link given, even at standing 4 meters high above sea level. Why would you be able to see that island at all, or headland, or whatever it is? It still should be 144 meters over the horizon. So his argument is bunk to begin with. So let's go through a few more, because really what you are left with is that this guy's intention is not to analyze anything but simply to lie. And these are the people that are brainwashing your children and lying to your children and you every day of the week from the day you're born. And it is my opinion that they are the child abusers that have been exposed with thousands and thousands of complaints, civic crash, Invercargill school theatre fainting, these demons that live among us who just go after our kids all the time, brainwash you, bash you over the head, so they can spend the rest of your life lending you money at interest and farming you like cattle with your stupidity and feeding you cattle and dairy milk to keep you stupid and brainwashed so they can go after your children next. The living dead. Some say they are actually the living dead, hundreds of years old. That's some theories that are out there, I don't know. Now the next thing, let's look at some more. 140 metres Abel Head, well, it shouldn't be viewable at all, as should none of that Abel Tasman area should be viewable at 50 kilometres away. It should all be 100 metres to 150 metres over the horizon. It's not. He doesn't address the container ship, which I mentioned. Those container ships are 30 kilometres away. They're only 30 metres high, those container ships, 20 or 30 metres high, and they should not be viewable over the horizon. And some people say they disappear over the horizon. Well, anything disappears when it's far enough away. So yes, they will disappear, but you can still see the hull and the curve at the front of the hull of those boats. He doesn't mention the boat, does he? He says it's Abel Head. Well, it doesn't matter what piece of land it is. It's still viewable at 50 kilometres away. He doesn't address that. So this guy is a deliberate liar. What else does he say? He says, I'm talking about Tonga Island. Well, why has it been removed off the coast of Abel Tasman? Why has it been removed off Google Maps? And even if it is Abel Head that I'm talking about, why can it be seen at all? And then he gives his address and says, come up and look at this. Mate, I won't be going anywhere near you. And I'd advise your neighbours in Panorama Drive don't go anywhere near you. All these people occupy the best real estate, folks. They're in your neighbourhood, and you should not let them anywhere near your children. So, you know, and it's a shame you don't do some research before you pop. Mate, your argument is that I've got the wrong piece of land, and it's only 140 metres and it's 140 metres high. Well, I've been out to the Abel Tasman, mate. It's a hop, skip and a jump down to the beach from anywhere on that track, except actually the highest point might be 80 metres or 100 metres. Maybe it is 140 metres. But you still shouldn't be able to see it from 50 kilometres away, you fool. So your argument is completely bunked from the very start. And so how come they are attracted to these posts almost instantaneous, like flies to shit, isn't it? Like mosquitoes, blood-sucking vampires. Alerted to these videos. Oh, there's a flat earth video on Nelson. Quick, within 1 hour he's on the case. He's stopped doing what he's doing, he's on the case, he's debunking it, and he's using a fake argument. So he's intentionally lying. Tony Cowley, go read the comments. And these are the sort of people that you should not let anywhere near your children, because as stated, there's three types. There's those that deliberately cover up the flat earth. They're your child abusers, whether it's mental, psychological abuse, and the evidence is it's far worse than that. They're kitty fiddlers, the people that cover it up. So ask yourself, is Tony Cowley deliberately covering it up? Go look at that. His argument's bunk. The piece of land, whatever it's called, is 50 kilometres away. Use the link provided. It should be standing 4 metres above sea level. Some of you are a bit shorter than I am, 3.5 metres above sea level. It should be 144 metres over the horizon, and it's not, regardless of what the piece of land is called. Then address the container ships, Tony, and tell us who's notifying you instantaneously that there's flat earth videos going up in your area. You dirty, dirty, dirty fool. Fake science, air bashing you, you know? Look at all this, he's posted all these links. His argument right from the first paragraph is bunk. It doesn't matter what the piece of land is, it's 50 kilometres away, how come you can see it? That's all. And then explain the container ships, you idiot. And then I'll post 5 other links to other flat earth proofs. These people are psychopaths and they're living in your neighbourhood.